Hello, everyone. Oh, I have been looking forward to this. You are going to enjoy this. We are talking all things real estate with my dear friend. I would love for her to introduce herself, her first and last name, the name of her business, and what she's up to.
Hi everyone, my name is Jill Barbera. I am the team leader for the Jill Barbera team at eXp Realty. And we are a team of 10 agents with 12 on staff, and we service Philadelphia and the 5 surrounding counties.
I mean, this is well overdue. I'm in the midst of needing the knowledge in which my friend is about to share with all of you. We at This Is It Network want to be able to make sure that all of the things you have personally and professionally are taken care of. And real estate, well, we've got an expert for you. What are we diving into today?
Well, I think what we need to talk about is what buyers should be prepared for in this market. There's so much in the news. And it's, you have to understand what's happening here, not maybe what's happening in LA, not what's happening in another state. You need to know what you need to be prepared for here in Philadelphia and all the surrounding counties.
Okay.
So we can dial in on that.
Let's dial on in. So people are overwhelmed.
Yes.
People are getting a lot of misconceptions, misinformation. If I want to be a buyer, if I'm ready to make a move, what is the first thing I should be thinking about?
Well, you've got to stop listening to what mom and dad only tell you, because I love mom and dad. No offense to mom and dad, but mom and dad probably haven't bought a house in a while. Now, if they have, disregard. But most people only buy 1 to 2 homes in their lifetime. So, the last time that they purchased a home, it's probably not what's happening now. So you're going to hear, you can't waive those inspections. You can't do this. You can't do that. And unfortunately, being a part of this current market, you have to consider those things. So getting first step, though, let me wind it back a second. Before we even get to all right, we're out seeing houses and we're talking about inspections. You want to talk to a lender. You want to talk to your real estate professional, myself, someone on my team, and we want to get you lined up financially to know exactly what you can be approved for. Because also, too, what's really cool, and people don't know about this, is there's over 150 grants available to first-time homebuyers. 150. Yep, it's insane.
To individuals who want to purchase a home.
So many different kind of grant programs. If you're buying in Montgomery County, there's a whole litany of grants. If you're buying in Philadelphia, there's a whole litany of grants. So you might be approved. And this doesn't mean when people hear grants, they think, well, I make so much money, I don't need that. We're not going to get a grant. That's not true. If you're kind of coming out of college, you're in a good career, you have good debt to income, you have a good stable job, you could still technically maybe apply for a grant and get maybe 5,000 to 10,000 towards your closing cost. So there's some awesome programs out there that buyers aren't even being educated on because they just feel they're not maybe able to get right. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. You don't know what you don't know. We always say that on the show. 150 grants. And I love the idea of being prepared beforehand. I know that you all are excited. You're Googling your heart out, right? But I think that it's important for you to know really what you are eligible for
100%.
Before you really begin to tackle those tours.
And there's the online, everyone gets online and they say, well, I did the mortgage calculator. I know what I can get approved for. That's not where you want to go. You want to have the pre-approvals last for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
We could usually get you into a home and your pre-approval is going to be good to go. You can shop, once you get locked into your agreement of sale, you can shop and see what other lenders have to say. I don't recommend doing that right out of the gate, because you don't want your credit to be hit too many times. But what you want to do, though, is at least have that first pre-approval. So okay, we feel comfortable with this down payment, and here's where we know the rates are today. And maybe even, hey, we're going to apply for that grant so we have that extra money towards that closing cost. Because it's not always just about, once you're in that piece, now we're negotiating on the other side, and wherever we can find money to make you look like the strongest, best offer to get you in that house, we want to be able to do it. And having that grant done up front might help you with that.
I love that. Okay, so we're getting ourselves pre-approved. We're looking into the grants, right? And then what is our next step? Like, what are we doing as buyers to get ourselves ready?
So then the next step is having a buyer's consultation. You want to give myself a call. I'm going to put you in touch with the agent, whether it's myself or one of my agents that are the absolute best in the market where you're looking. Whether it's going to be along the main line, it's going to be up in the Facton area, it's going to be down in Mount Airy, it's going to be in the city. We're all over the place, out in Chester. So wherever you're going to be, I'm going to set you up with the agent that knows that area the best. And then they're going to kind of get an idea of what you're looking for. Hey, I want a single family, or okay, we're okay with a twin, or okay, we're okay with, we want land, we have dogs, we need a fence. It's really finding out what's super important to you. But the biggest thing with that is also then being able to set realistic expectations. Because
she said it nicely.
I did.
Be realistic, my people,
Yes.
my friends, right?
It's one of those markets where being realistic is super, super important.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to waste anyone's time. And I teach my agents to do the same. We're not going to run you around and try to pitch you a unicorn, because if we do that to you in this market, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you right up front what you can and cannot expect.
Yes.
And you have to, because the worst thing to do is somebody says, I want your business, I want your business. They're going to run you around, show you houses, write up offers, and you're going to lose out.
Yeah.
So unless you're really prepared with somebody that knows to tell you exactly what to do and what to expect, almost like what we started off with do we waive inspections? How do we protect ourselves if we do waive inspections?
Fair.
If we have to go over asking, how far do we go that we know if it doesn't appraise, we're protected?
Yeah.
These are all big conversations that you need to be having before you're putting even out that first offer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is that what you mean by this market? In this market, you might need to waive inspection.
Yes.
In this market, you might have to go over asking. Is that the temperature of the market right now?
100%.
Okay.
It's a supply and demand still, and unfortunately, folks, it's not going away.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people kind of got out of the last rush of that, and they kind of all sat on the fence a little bit because they were worried about, okay, the rates were really low. Everyone was crazy. 60,000 over asking, 100,000 over asking. We actually have one property that was 120,000 over asking. Crazy.
120,000
over asking.
over asking.
But at the same time, it's not going away. We might see it again. So it really comes down to, all right, now rents have scaled up so high that if you can get into a home where you're almost paying the same in rent, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Stop sitting on the sidelines waiting for the perfect time.
Yeah.
There is no perfect time in real estate. It's the time that works for you, and making sure you can afford your monthly payment is what we do.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you say, okay, you know what? Maybe it's $200 more than what I'm paying in rent, but I own a home.
But you own the home.
And then you have the equity in the home after 5, 10, 15 years. Even if it's not your forever home, you still own that home, and you can pull that equity out and then buy your next big home.
Goodness, I love this. And I think that the idea of being prepared, right? The idea of knowing what you want and being able to bring that realistically to the table when you're having conversations with your team.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, if you say to me, I really want a single family, and I want the fence, and I want 2 bathrooms, and I want 3 bedrooms, and I want a finished basement, and I want to spend $425,000, and I want to be in Wayne, I'm going to tell you that is not realistic.
I don't know why I started laughing. Right, but it's not.
Just not realistic.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that you're truly realistic. And a lot of buyers, I think, they're following Zillow, they're following all the feeders, they're following all these sites to see what prices are, and that's smart. I mean, you're looking before you're jumping in, but you have to even go a little bit further and have bigger conversations with us and advising you to know what to expect when that perfect house hits the market.
I love it. And I know, just based on your reputation within the market, how long you've been doing what you've been doing, a trust with your real estate agent. Let's talk about
huge.
Let's talk about that.
It is true. It is true, because a lot, I think people get, well, my buddy, my friend, I heard he's selling part-time, and you're going out with these part-time realtor or somebody that you maybe connected with through somebody but you don't know much about.
For sure.
You've got to look up and make sure your realtor has some credentials, been around for a while, knows how to deal with the market. Because again, if you don't and you're going in to see a house, what's really cool even about myself and what I've trained all my agents to be able to do is we walk through a house. I'm not a home inspector. I'm never going to claim to be a home inspector.
For sure.
Neither are my agents. But what we have done is sat through countless home inspections.
Yeah.
So we can go in and be like, we understand some foundation issues. We can tell you what's happening maybe with the water in the basement. We can tell you what's happening with maybe the electrical in the house. We can tell you what kind of heating and what kind of, how to manage that and maintain that. So we can talk a little bit about the mechanics and the fundamentals of the home to give you a little peace of mind. We can also partner you with some of our amazing partners to make sure that you have go-to people to help you to like if anything were to come up, and to give you those costs before you're now committed into an agreement of sale. and you maybe waive those inspections, didn't have somebody who was educated, and now you're in a world of hurt.
Now you're in a world of hurt. So
Yeah.
really being able to tap into a team that has resources, that has depth, that has been there before, whether you're a first-time homeowner or you are on the next home in which you're looking to purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really important to, again, tap into individuals. We were just talking about this as colleagues and friends that have the knowledge in their zone of genius to be able to help you navigate the space.
Yeah, because especially in this market,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah.
and there's markets in real estate through years where you could be fast and loose. I mean, anybody was getting their real estate license, and it was nuts. I mean, it was just crazy. But that's not the case now, And real estate agents that don't have the stability in their marketplace are leaving, and there's a reason why. So there's a lot of transition happening right now in real estate.
For sure.
And so if you are somebody that is like really knows this is your goal, your dream, then you need to make sure you're connecting with people who get the market. And my strength too is I think after all my years of being in the business, which is 18 years now, I have the best relationship with my co-op agents. Like you talk to anyone that's ever worked with me, they're like, you're awesome. Jill's awesome. Jill's great to work with. Jill's gonna get the
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we're here.
Well, it's so important. There's nothing worse than I get a name of a co-op agent. I'm like, oh.
Right. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse. And especially because buying a home is such an intimate thing.
Such a big thing.
It is such a personal thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in the underwear drawer. We are opening the cabinets. We're doing all of the things. So you have to be with somebody that is going to give you the straight talk, but is also going to be compassionate about your situation.
100%.
And I know that you're that person. I know that you are that person.
Thank
we
you.
are so excited to have her as our real estate expert. There'll be more content coming your way. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that you follow, fan, and like my dear friend. If people want to get in touch with you, if they want to learn more about all that you have going on, where do they find that?
I have to say I am open. I mean, being a real estate agent, I put it out there everywhere. So if you want to reach out to me, you have any questions about real estate buying in this market, just text me. My number is 610-283-2044. Again, 610-283-2044. And I'll text you right back. We'll have a great chat. And then we'll dig in deeper on how we can connect.
I love that. I mean, a direct connection to my dear friend. You have questions. She has the answers. Thank you so much for joining us. The series will continue. We'll be back with much more from all of us here at This Is It TV. I'm Sheldon Bartlett-Rumer, and we will see you soon. Take care.